live across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Back for another session of answering fantasy football questions for all of you guys out there, no matter the platform. So fire away with your questions. We will get to as many as we can over the next, maybe let's say half hour. We'll try to get to a lot of your fantasy questions, and that way you guys can set your lineups. Obviously, an early start tomorrow with the game in Germany, so we need to set these lineups as soon as we possibly can. Luke, I'd go Dalton Schultz over Laporta. Very close, but Luke, I'd go Schultz over Laporta. Thanks for the question. Brock, should I start Laporta or Andrews? On that one, Brock, I'd go Laporta. Laporta over Andrews, but I'd go Schultz over Laporta. So kind of a stacking there of a hierarchy. So Brock, I'd go Laporta. Luke, I'd go Schultz. Sean Henderson, start two. I'd start JT and Aaron Jones. JT and Aaron Jones would be the two. Dominic, start Shaheed over Dotson. No, it's very close. I like the idea, but I'd go Dotson first. I'd go Dotson over Shaheed. Of course, Luke, we've got you. Lennox, the GOAT, is live. You know it. Butt Fumble Sports Team Cashing Tickets is live. By the way, guys, when I say Team Cashing Tickets, we should go check out our college football picks right now. SHARPZ play of the day was Michigan. Rutgers, Iowa under. Looking good at halftime. Alabama, Kentucky over 45.5. That cashed. Utah has a lead at halftime. Looking good there. The under in Missouri, 60.5. That's looking good. Colorado, Arizona, that cashed on over 51.5. So far today, our college football picks are perfect. Hopefully you guys tailed on them. Make sure you guys hit that follow button. Make sure you guys, by the way, I've been doing my research all day for the NFL tomorrow. Sign up for our free newsletter, guys. Sign up for our free newsletter. Go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. It has all of my player prop bets that I just got ready for. I assure you guys, you don't want to miss these. They're my favorite picks of the day. Make sure you sign up for that newsletter. Giles Lamar, I'd go Charbonnet. Giles Lamar, I'll go Charbonnet just barely. Vince Popo, what up? Connor Singletary, Noah Brown at the flex. I'm going to lean just slightly towards Devin Singletary, believe it or not. Sal G, should I start Eckler, Laporta, and Wilson? Should I trade Eckler, Laporta, and Wilson for Swift, St. Brown, and Chase? Yes, I would. Sal G, yes, I would make that deal. War Eagle, I'd go Noah Brown. War Eagle, I'll go Noah Brown. Majomes, Washington are going to get that L today. Majomes, I wouldn't hate on that. I have Utah to cover plus 10.5. We'd like that to cash. Thoughts on Jake Ferguson? Worried they aren't going to need him against the Giants. I agree with you. That is part of my concern, but I could see him still getting a touchdown. That seems to be a consistent play over the last few weeks. Michael Wilson worth a stash with K1 coming back. I don't think you have to worry about it. Let's put it this way. If he pops, I still think you can probably pick him up. I don't think you necessarily need to stash him right now. Sebi, start one. I'd start Garrett Wilson. Sebi, I'll start Garrett Wilson. Clown of the Circus, start three. Clown of the Circus, I'd go JT, Jacobs, and Pollard. JT, Jacobs, and Pollard. Very close, but those would be the three. Connor James, I understand a lot of people are going to recommend Kyler Murray, and if you want to start him, go for it. But I want to see at least one game of him before I put him in there. I'll go Baker over Kyler based off of that. I understand that may not be the best way to go, but for me, I want to play it safe before I take that chance. Garrett Wilson for Kyron. Justin, no, I wouldn't. Justin, that's not a good trade. Wouldn't do it. Trade Tyreek away. Nope, wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that at all. Kendall, trade Pollard, Andrews, D-Hop for JJ, Amon-Ra. I have Laporta. No, Kendall, I wouldn't do it. Kendall, I wouldn't do that deal. Daniel F. I know it sounds good, but I don't know if I like giving up the positions just to get two wide receivers. Daniel F. pick three. Hollywood, Hopkins, Ridley, James Conner. Daniel F. I'd go Hopkins, Ridley, and I'll lean just slightly towards Conner. If I have to pick between the two, I'll take the run game. So I'll go Hopkins, Ridley, and Conner. Hollywood Brown or Kirk this week. Drew Johnson, I'd go Christian Kirk. Drew Johnson, I'd go Christian Kirk. Again, guys, make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, and sign up for the free newsletter. It'll have my favorite NFL picks for tomorrow, my favorite player prop bets for tomorrow, and the DFS lineup that we'll be playing. So go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, sign up for the free newsletter. There's a link in the bio. No matter where you're watching, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, hit the link in our bio. Takes you right to our website. Go sign up for the free newsletter. It'll be in your inbox at 6 a.m. Make sure you go do that now. Robert Woods worth a start this week? No, I don't think so. Aiden Thompson, I might lean towards Dell over Ridley just barely. Deja Voodoo, I'd go Javonte. Deja Voodoo, Javonte Williams for me. John Wynn, I'd go CJ Stroud. John Wynn, I'd go CJ Stroud. JJ0_0, I'd go Pollard over Bijan. Pollard over Bijan. Mostert for Mike Evans. I'd rather have Mostert, to be honest. I'd rather have the running back. Anthony, would you trade Evans and Ford for Rachaad White and Collins? Anthony, yes, I would. Anthony, I would do that deal. Ricardo Martinez, should I start Myers or start JSN or Dell? I'd go Dell. Ricardo Martinez, I'd go Dell. Fisher Iverson, I'd go Christian Watson. Fisher Iverson, I'd go Christian Watson. Nishan, Dobbs, or Kyler. I understand Kyler's probably the better play, just barely. I don't love it, but that is the truth. Christian D409, I'd start Kirk. Christian D409, I'd start Kirk. Pat, Myers or Montgomery? Oh, I'd go Montgomery in the flex. Pat, I'd go Montgomery in the flex. Caden's asking Ridley, Montgomery, or Edwards. I'd go Montgomery. Caden, I'd go Montgomery. Ernest, who to start for kicker, Hopkins, Gay, or Folk? I'm going to lean towards Folk just because he's been so consistent. You feel pretty safe about that. Also encourages the Titans to take the kicks where they can. Deadpool, we said the Michigan Wolverines were our favorite bet of the day, and they did cash for us. Good way to get the football day started. Topher Blevins, I'd go Dell. Topher, I'd go Dell over Flowers. I prefer Dell over Flowers. FS, DK or Gabe Davis. I like both of them this week, but I'll go DK just barely. Very close, but I'll go DK just barely. Really like them both, though. CJ or Lamar. I'd go CJ Stroud over Lamar. CJ Stroud over Lamar. No matter where you're watching, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, make sure you guys are throwing in your questions. Here to help you guys out with everything you need, from fantasy football to sports betting to DFS, whatever you guys need help with. Luis Martinez, if I had to start two, I'd start D-Hop and Debo. Very close. D-Hop, Debo. If you wanted to start DK, I get it, but those are the three. I'm leaning towards Debo. I think he's going to have a big game. Some others would probably say DK would be number two. No matter what, D-Hop is in there, but I'd go D-Hop and Debo would be the two. Baker or Dobbs. Christian, I'd go Baker. Christian, I'd go Baker Mayfield. Bijan or Olave for the flex. Jay, I'll go Olave just barely. Diego, I'd go Baker. Diego, I'd go Baker. Speed, Devontae Adams or DJ Moore for the rest of season. Rest of season, I'm really not big into answering those, only because I think it's week-to-week matchup based. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be for the Bears moving forward, so hard to give a read on that. Yusuf, I know you said Geno over Dobbs this week. Do you think it's wise to play JSN over Elijah Moore? Yes, I do. Yusuf, yes, I do. Chase is still questionable if he's out. Lockett or London. Caleb, I'd go London if he's out. I don't expect him to be out, but if he is, London would be the play. I like London to get a start no matter what. I think London's a good play this week. I traded Olave for Garrett Wilson. Is that a W? Olave is on a bye next week. No, John Tosh, I don't like that trade, actually. Rashad and Myers for Bijan, Logan Thomas, and Godwin. Grayson, love the deal. Grayson, love it. Mays, M-A-Y-Z, I'd go Debo. Mays, I'd go Debo over Connor. Caleb, I'd go London over Olave. London over Olave. Christian Guerrero, I'd go Pittman over Ridley. Christian Guerrero, Pittman over Ridley. Blue-eyed Asian, Ridley or Deontay. I'm going to lean just barely, I think, towards Deontay Johnson. Has more to do with the overall targets. John Tosh, why is that a bad deal? Olave is the better wide receiver statistically this year. He has the better matchups probably for the remainder of the year given the division he plays in. And I'd rather have Derek Carr, even as bad as he's been, over Zach Wilson rest of season. Kendall, trade Kamara, Waddle, D-Hop, Tua for Eckler, Kupp, and Hurts. Sure. I don't love it, Kendall, if I'm being honest. It's okay. I'm okay with it. I don't love it. I like it. I don't love it. Diego, pick two. I'd go Ridley and Kirk. I'd sit Amari Cooper. Schuler, pick one. I'd go with Ramondre Stevenson. Schuler, I'd go Ramondre Stevenson. Caleb, London because the matchup, or yes, London because the matchup. Majomes, Javonte over half a touchdown, over 55 rushing yards. Majomes, I love the picks you're coming up with. I don't know about the interception for Allen. That's probably a good bet. I haven't looked into the stats on that. But Williams, I like his stats. John Tosh, it feels like you're asking a question with you believing you know the answer. So you can take my response, you cannot. But I don't think Garrett Wilson has as much value as you think he does. So you can convince yourself of it. It kind of sounds like you want it to be validated more than you wanted my opinion. But I totally understand the argument you're making. But I gave you the advice I did based off the data that I have. If you don't want to agree with me, totally understand. Could be just a difference of opinion. Myers or Taysom Hill in the flex. I'd go Taysom Hill. I'd go Taysom Hill. By the way, guys, I never want you guys to think that I believe I'm like omnipotent or something. Quite the contrary. We can have a difference of opinion. It's fantasy football. It's sports betting. It's sports. There is no exact right answer. There's a difference of opinion. Maybe you see it one way. I see it differently. I will say I do my research. I try to bring as well an informed opinion to every piece of advice I give you guys. But that said, I'm not going to say that every trend I read is also accurate. A lot of times I'll give you guys a pick based on trends, and the trends take a harsh left turn in the opposite direction. Kind of how it goes. So John Tosh, just know, appreciate the support, just friendly conversation. Antcan 111, I'd go Breece Hall, barely over Debo. I like both Debo and Breece Hall, but I'll go Breece Hall. I prefer him a little bit more. Dante, Adams, and Puka for Kamara and Waddle. Dante, love the deal. I'd rather have Kamara and Waddle. Pittman or Taysom Hill in the flex. Really tricky one. I like them both. I'll lean just slightly towards Taysom Hill. Don't feel great about that, but it really is just the versatility of Taysom Hill that gets me excited about how many points he could score in a variety of different ways. So I'll go with Taysom Hill just barely. Deja Voodoo, trade Keenan Allen and Javonte for Kamara and Pacheco. If you really need to load up at running back, Deja Voodoo, I'm okay with it. So that's how I come down on that one. Vanessa, start 3. Vanessa, I would start Olave, Dell, and Wilson. Vanessa, I'd start Olave, Dell, and Wilson. Those would be the 3. David, I'd go Sam Howell. Again, guys, I'm not going to start Kyler Murray this week. So for all of those, again, this is one where we could disagree. I don't want to start Kyler Murray in his first week back from a devastating leg injury where we haven't seen him on the field before. I just don't like to take the blind risk. He could have a really good game tomorrow. He also could be feeling his way back from injury. You never quite can tell. That's why I'm going to take kind of a more conservative path, and I'll start other players outside of Kyler Murray at quarterback. Matt Z, start a tight end and flex. Okay, really tough because I like a lot of the players you got. I'd go Kincaid over Laporta, and I'd go Jacobs over Jones just barely, but really, you got 4 players that I love this week. Tem Yalima, I'd go Taysom Hill over Hunt and Jerry Jeudy. If Stephon Diggs doesn't play, should I play Noah Brown? Fort Squatter, here's the issue. Stephon Diggs plays on Monday night, so you're not going to know if he plays or not until the following day. I really would like to hold out for Stephon Diggs if possible, but if you wanted to start Noah Brown, I'm kind of lukewarm on it. This is what I would do, Fort Squatter. Is Shakir available in your league? If there was some way you could get the other wide receiver for the Bills, it might be a nice pickup if Diggs is somehow out. Justin, I'd go Hopkins over Boyd. Guys, DeAndre Hopkins has a fantastic matchup tomorrow against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like DeAndre Hopkins over on receiving yards. I like him to have a big day. Wouldn't be surprised if he caught a touchdown. Caden, why Ridley over Amari Cooper? Ridley has the more favorable matchup. A lot of you guys ask why. The reason I'm often giving you the advice I am is based on the matchup that they have. Amari Cooper has a brutal matchup against one of the toughest pass defenses in the NFL. Meanwhile, Ridley, the 49ers are not nearly as good against the pass as they have been in past years, so I'd rather have Ridley this week over Amari Cooper, Caden. Justin, I'd go Christian Watson over Jacoby Myers. Watson over Myers, Justin. B. Rogers, I'd go Sutton over Najee. I know Najee has a good matchup, but I prefer Sutton over Najee, B. Rogers. Birdie Juice, 85. Would you trade Tyreek and Mayfield for Mahomes and Keenan Allen? Wow, Birdie Juice. It's actually a good trade, believe it or not. Birdie Juice, I actually like that trade. Richard Ramiro, who should I trade? Oh, we're not going to do open-ended questions, Richard. We're not going to do those. trade Kincaid and Boyd for Addison. No, I wouldn't. Will, I would not do that. I'd rather have Kincaid and Boyd. Carson, start DK, Bijan, or Deontay. Carson, I'll start DK just barely over Bijan. Very close, though. Fort Squatter. I just picked up Shakir. Love it. Perfect. Fort Squatter, that's exactly now how you should attack it. That way you have Diggs in the lineup. If for some reason he doesn't go, boom, you can just swap him out. Still a great matchup against a bad Broncos pass defense. Josh Allen should still be able to pick them apart. If Diggs doesn't play, Shakir's value skyrockets. So I love what you just did, Fort Squatter. Way to go. Nathan, Jacoby Myers, or Demario Douglas. I'd go Douglas. Isaac, I'd go Olave over Tank Dell. Olave over Tank Dell. Junior, Jones or Pollard. Very close. Love them both. But I'll go Tony Pollard. He has the better matchup. Istro, Dobbs or Kyler. I understand if you wanted to take Kyler in that one. Michael Duran, should I sit Madison, Hollywood Brown, McLaurin, or James Conner this week? Really tough. Probably out of the group, I'd probably sit Hollywood Brown. Maybe others wouldn't feel that way, but again, I don't know if I trust Kyler Murray in the passing game as much as I trust the Cardinals in the running game. Diggs is playing. User 207, there you go. Diggs is playing, so should be good to go there. Levis or Stroud. Oscar Rodriguez. I'd go Will Levis, believe it or not. It's the matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks that has me so excited. I'll go Will Levis over CJ Stroud. I also like the fact that he got that kind of mini bye, coming off a Thursday game, some extra days to try to build some more chemistry with his receivers. Gilbert, Pollard, and Puka for Stephon Diggs. Gilbert, I like it. I don't love it. I don't love giving up a valuable running back at this time of year, even though Tony Pollard's been underwhelming. I think he's due for a really big week this week. That said, if you wanted to make the move for the postseason, I do understand it. Jacob Duffy, McBride, or Amari Cooper. I'd go McBride. I am fading the Cleveland Browns offense, guys. I'm fading the Browns offense. By the way, I'm fading most of the Baltimore Ravens offense as well. Don't expect a lot of scoring in that Baltimore-Cleveland game. It's a game that won't be good for fantasy owners. Could be very entertaining for football fans, but not one that I want to have a lot invested in. Do you think Chase Young actually helps the 49ers? Oh, absolutely he does. Noah Jones, I think the secondary is meh, and I agree with you. They needed to address their secondary. I'm surprised they didn't make a move to go get a safety or something like that. Maybe gone over to the Patriots and tried to trade for Kyle Duggar. However, I love what Chase Young provides. If nothing else, it forces an opposing offense to account for him and Nick Bosa at the same time. Who are you going to double? Does that mean you're committing your tight end or your running back purely to blocking one of them? It just brings a lot more coverage. By default, it actually means you just get better coverage in the secondary because the offense has to focus on protection up front. Chance, I'd go Watson over Ferguson. Chance, I'd go Watson over Ferguson. If you guys haven't done so already, I give out all of my favorite bets every single Sunday in a newsletter that comes through our website. Go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, the name of our company, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for that free newsletter. All of my favorite NFL bets, 7 favorite NFL picks that I'll be putting in there, and I dropped a ton of player prop bets. In this, I have 5, 9, 13, 16. I have 20 player prop bets in the newsletter for tomorrow. Make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Game picks, player prop bets, and my DFS lineup, and it's my favorite bets. It's not all the bets I'm making tomorrow. It's the ones that I like the most. Go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for that free newsletter. That way you can get it in your inbox at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Deadpool, let them know. Drop that confetti. We got to let them know that newsletter in your inbox at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Make sure you go to our website right now, buttfumblesports.com. Hit the link. Go to our website right now. Sign up for that free newsletter right this second. That way you do not miss my favorite NFL Sunday picks at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Make sure you go sign up for that free newsletter right now. Go do it. Go do it. Go do it. David Sosa, I'd go Stroud over Dak. David Sosa, I'd go Stroud over Dak. Booty Balla, would you start Shakir over Lockett or Deontay Johnson? No, Booty Balla, I'd start Lockett. He's got the best matchup. Fort Squatter, is Joshua Palmer worth having on the IR? By the time you get him back, I don't know if he's going to have real value. Bill Robinson, what's up, Bill? Lamar or Goff in standard scoring. Guys, Lamar Jackson is not a good play this week. Jared Goff is a phenomenal play this week. I don't like Lamar. I love Jared Goff this week. Jared Goff by a mile on that one. Dante, Taylor and Kirk for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jonathan Taylor and Kirk for St. Brown. I'd rather have Taylor and Kirk. I'd rather have JT and Kirk on that one. Trade Pollard for Deontay Johnson. Deadpool, the answer is no. I think the running back position is just simply more valuable. I've talked about this a lot throughout the season. I put a premium on running backs. It's a harder position to find an elite RB1, RB2. So if you've got someone that you can lock into your lineup consistently, I know Tony Pollard's been a disappointment this year, but he still has value. And at the running back position, even someone who's disappointed may be even more valuable because it's hard to find a substitute for that same position off the waiver wire. David Sosa, Laporta, or Taysom Hill. Really tricky for me on this one. I like them both. I might lean towards Taysom Hill barely, but David Sosa, really, I like them both. I wish you could start them both. Puka or Pittman. I'd go Pittman over Puka, guys. Pittman over Puka. By the way, I believe Puka is on a bye week. Am I wrong? The Rams are on a bye week, guys, so we don't have to worry about the Rams this week. Jackson, I'd start Adams and Deontay Johnson. So no Devontae Smith. So I'm assuming we're talking Devontae Adams. It would be Johnson and Adams. Christian Silva might be too early to call, but stash Martavius. No. Martavius Bryant is a Jerry Jones stash. That doesn't mean he needs to be a stash on your fantasy team. No, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup, they're still ahead of Martavius Bryant on the depth chart. It's a lot like Julio Jones. Just because the team added him to the roster doesn't mean you need to take the bait and add him to your fantasy team. In reality, he has very, very little fantasy value, and by occupying a spot on your roster, it actually might take you away from getting someone that has legitimate value. But a wide receiver 4 on the Cowboys, don't worry, he's not worth picking up right now. Antcan 111, it's Goff over Lamar. Goff over Lamar by a mile, guys. Do you think DK steps up second half of season? I don't know if he steps up for the entirety of the second half, but I do like him tomorrow. I do like DK Metcalf tomorrow. If you guys love the content, the conversation, make sure you guys hit that follow button. Make sure you're subscribing. If you're watching over on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on TikTok right now, hit the follow button. That way you guys never miss a show. We are live every single day of 2023. We don't take one day off this year. So make sure you guys hit the follow button. That way you never miss our show. That way you always catch our advice, our take on what's going on in the sports world, and obviously our bets. Eric Johnson, I'd go Purdy. Eric Johnson, I'd go with Purdy. Roz, I'd go Dotson. Roz, 1440, I'd go Dotson. Ben Taylor, I'm going to go James Cook, believe it or not. I don't know if I like that, but Adams or Cook. Cook's got the better matchup, but Jordan, I'd go, Jordan, I'm going to go Debo. I'm going to go Debo just barely. Both have great matchups, though. Wish you could start both. If Diggs is out, would you start Shakir over Deontay? Yes, I would, Booty Balla. But really, it's the prospect of getting to start Diggs, plus if he doesn't, the insurance policy of Shakir. So that's what I would do. Oscar, I'd go Herbert over Stroud. Oscar Vasquez, I'd go Herbert over Stroud. Matthew M, I'd go Cortland Sutton. Matthew M, I'd go Cortland Sutton. Justin just signed up for the newsletter. Justin, appreciate you so much doing that. Really appreciate you. Hope you enjoy the newsletter. Hope you get a lot of good winners out of it. So make sure that you, like everybody else, be like Justin. Go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. Again, 20 of my favorite NFL player prop bets will be in the newsletter. At least 7 of my favorite NFL picks will be in the newsletter. And the DFS lineup that I will be playing tomorrow. The DFS lineup, for clarification, has cashed in 7 of the first 9 weeks of the season. So we've been doing really well with our DFS lineups. By the way, when I say cash, it returns money. Sometimes it wins like $5, $6, but for a $3 buy-in, hey, that's cashing. So that said, DFS lineup, NFL player prop bets, NFL game picks, all in the newsletter. go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, sign up for the free newsletter right this second, and that way you don't miss out on our favorite picks tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. Thanks so much, Justin. John, I think Chase will play. Will 77, I'd go Taysom Hill. Will 77, I'd go Taysom Hill. Bryce, trade Pacheco, 3rd round, 5th round for Pollard, Saquon, Deontay, first in league, need running backs. Bryce, I'd do it. If you have the chance to win a title this year, I'd make the move. Ben Taylor, I'd go Laporta this week. Anti-folder hitman, I'd go Levis. Levis over Russell Wilson, guys. Levis over Russell Wilson. Kareem, Judy or Noah Brown. I'm going to go Noah Brown just barely. It's close, though. Noah, Tank Dell or Gibbs in a PPR. I'll lean just slightly, I think, towards Dell, but I don't feel great about that. Ricardo Martinez, I'd go Taysom Hill. Daniel, Geno or Will Levis, very close. I'm going to go Geno Smith on this one. Geno Smith has a great matchup, and I like the plethora of wide receivers he can go to. So I'll go Geno Smith barely over Levis, but I like them both this week. Appreciate you guys being with us. Goff or Prescott, I'd go Goff. Goff over Prescott this week. Kincaid or Taysom Hill. Kincaid and Schultz are probably the only tight ends I would take over Taysom Hill. So I'll go with Kincaid, but Taysom Hill's still a really good play. Wish you could find a way to start both of them. Thielen and Devontae for Jamar Chase. Richie, do that deal. Richie, I would make that trade right away. Maverick, still a hard decision for me. Irwin or Brian Robinson. I'd go Brian Robinson still. Yep, I'd go Geno Smith. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the follow button if you're watching on TikTok. If you're watching over on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're a part of the best community of sports fans across all of social media, the Butt Fumble Sports family. Trey Wimp, Sutton, Javonte, or Boyd. Trey Wimp, I'd go Williams. I'd go Javonte Williams just barely. It's the Bills' run defense that's a little bit suspect these days. I think I like Williams the most out of that group. Tommy Manning, I'd go... Tommy Manning, believe it or not, I might go Russell Wilson out of that group. Don't really like Dobbs or Watson. I might go Russell Wilson. Can't believe I'm saying it, Tommy Manning. Roz, 1440, I'd go Ferguson. Roz, 1440, I'd go Ferguson. Ricardo Martinez, would you start 2 tight ends or different flex? I got Laporta. No, I'd start 2 tight ends. Guys, we talked about this a bit earlier in the week. This is maybe one of 2 times the entire season so far where I would actually start multiple tight ends. There are so many good tight end matchups, and funny enough, there aren't as many great wide receiver matchups this week. So some of the tight ends that I absolutely love this week, and I'd start either at tight end or at the flex. Dalton Schultz, Dalton Kincaid, Sam Laporta, Taysom Hill, George Kittle, even Gerald Everett is a great start this week. Evan Ingram isn't a bad start this week. There are a ton of tight ends that are worth starting. I gave you 7 right now that I would consider both for tight end and potentially for the flex if you don't have a running back or a wide receiver that could potentially outscore them. So this is a very big tight end week. Page, I don't believe enough in Kyler yet without being able to see him on the field. So I'm going to go Trevor just barely. Though I don't love Trevor Lawrence this week. Zach, should I start Saquon against Dallas or Javonte? Zach, it's very close. I'll go Javonte just because it's a slightly better matchup, though I don't feel great about it. JP, I'm going to go Sam Howell. JP, I'll go Sam Howell. Hand it to you. James Conner coming off the IR. Should I start him in the flex instead of Kittle? No, I'd start Kittle. I think Kittle's going to have a massive day against the Jaguars' pass defense that's really bad. So I double up on the tight ends. I understand you're taking a chance riding with me on that one, but that's what I do. Ben Taylor, I'd go McLaurin just barely. Ben Taylor, I'd go McLaurin just barely. Slade's asking, pick 3. I'd go Montgomery, Walker, and Stevenson. Slade, I'd go Montgomery, Walker, and Stevenson. Booty Baller, would you start Taysom Hill over Deontay Johnson? Yes, I would, Booty Baller. Yes, I would. John 305, I'd go Kincaid. John 305, I'd go Kincaid. John, I'd go Javonte Williams. John McNunn, I'd go Javonte Williams. Booty Baller, would you start Kittle over Devontae Adams? I actually would. Again, I would. It's crazy, but yes, I would. It's J3T. How's it going, buddy? We're having a wonderful day. Our college football bets have been cashing like crazy. Of the picks we gave out during the morning show, not one of them has missed so far. Obviously, we knock on wood and hope that kind of consistency continues. But it's been a good day for the trends, data, and analytics that we study to give you guys picks. And by the way, love seeing when the research that we do results in picks. What does that tell me? We're looking at the right data. It doesn't get me too high and mighty about the picks I've already made. It gets me excited about the picks I'm going to make because it tells me I'm looking at the right variables to find the outcomes that I want. Should I start Cooper, Adams, or Johnson? Also have Kirk. I'd start Kirk. So it's J3T. I'd start Kirk and Johnson probably out of that group. Q, I'd start Hopkins. Q, I'd start DeAndre Hopkins. Guys, DeAndre Hopkins is a must start this week. Must start this week. Great matchup for him. Colton, choose two. I'd go Javonte and Kirk. Colton, I'd go Javonte and Kirk. Jack Berkowitz, I have Kirk, Bijan, Garrett Wilson, and Hollywood Brown, and have to start two. I'd go Kirk and Bijan. Jack Berkowitz, I'd go Christian Kirk and Bijan Robinson. Caleb, I'm going to go Geno Smith just barely over Will Levis. Like both of them, but I'd go Geno over Will Levis. By the way, guys, can you believe we have already been live for a half hour? I'm always amazed by how fast the show goes. When we get going with fantasy advice, when we're just having fun talking sports, it is amazing how quickly this show goes. I thought I was only going to be live for a half hour, but how can I stop now? We're having too much fun. Let's keep rolling along. Seth, thanks so much for following, Seth. Really appreciate you becoming a follower of Butt Fumble Sports. Let's make sure we answer your question right now. Seth asks, should I give Cook and Adams for Henry and Pickens? I don't hate the trade, actually. I'd probably do it because even though Adams is the brand name, Henry and Pickens will probably get more production in the later half of the year. If Diggs is out, should I start Shakir over Kittle or Taysom? Ooh, see, here's the problem, Booty Baller. You won't know Diggs is out until Monday, so I might just ride with Diggs. I still like Diggs more than Kittle and Taysom Hill if he's healthy because the matchup against the Broncos pass defense is so favorable. So Booty Baller, I'd ride it out with the wide receiving core of the Buffalo Bills. Jessica Gray, great to see you. Jessica, I'd go Lockett over Dotson. That's Lockett over Dotson, Jessica. Thanks so much for being with us. By the way, who's ever been giving me gifts, I just saw a heart me. Thanks so much. Really appreciate all of you guys supporting the show. Daniel, I do like the Seattle defense this week. Think they're going to get a ton of sacks. Taysom or McLaurin at the flex. I have Kincaid at the tight end. Guys, this is a tricky one. I kind of like Taysom Hill more. Again, this is one of the rarest of situations. If you don't want to tail me on this and you don't want to play the tight ends heavy, I get it. But I like Taysom Hill over McLaurin this week, just barely. Great matchup against the Vikings. Plus, I think that McLaurin has a good matchup, but those corners of the Seahawks are actually getting better by the week. So, Nick Pence, McBride, or Njoku? Nick Pence, I'd go McBride. Nick Pence, I'd go McBride. Chris, you think Debo will do good? Yes, I do, Chris. Chris, I like Debo Samuel this week. Cole, Pickens, or JSN? Really tricky. I don't like Pickens this week. I don't know if JSN gets enough opportunities. It's tough. Cole, I think JSN is the better option in terms of matchup. I think Pickens is the safer play because he'll probably just get more targets already. I'll lean towards Pickens, but I really don't like it. Sean Kelly, I'd go Christian Kirk. Sean Kelly, I'd go Christian Kirk. The Nick RB, I'd go Deontay Johnson just barely. Fun guy, I'd go Debo Samuel. Fun guy, I'd go Debo Samuel. Cameron, JJ, and Walker to get Saquon and CeeDee Lamb. I'd do it, Cameron. I would do it. Hand it to you. In case Chase is a no-go, start Boyd or Irwin. I'd start Boyd. Jets or Seahawks defense? I'd probably go Seahawks defense. Seahawks defense over Jets. Joe Modelos. Thanks so much, Joe. Appreciate you. Lawson, start one. Lawson, I'd start Christian Watson. Daddy Ant, I'd go Montgomery. Daddy Ant, I would go David Montgomery just barely over Williams. Les, I'd go Ramondre Stevenson over Cook. I'd go Stevenson over Cook. Jack Berkowitz, should I trade or hold on to Bijan? I'd hold him. Should I sit Zay Flowers? Marcus, I would sit Zay Flowers. Marcus, I would not start. I would sit Zay Flowers. Andrew Parkhill, I'd go Ridley, and I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards Lawrence. Andrew, I'm going to go Ridley and Lawrence, but I don't love it. Majomes, I saw that. There's a bit of shadiness with the judge and the Michigan ruling. So, yeah, not only is he a Michigan alum, he's pretty close to the Michigan program, actually. Max, Bijan, Scary Terry for Adams, Hunt, and Goddard. Max, I'd rather have Bijan and Scary Terry. Max, I'd rather have Bijan and Scary Terry. By the way, Zayad, thanks so much for supporting the show, buddy. Gav, I'd go James Conner. Gav, I'll go James Conner. Jetton, I'd go Montgomery and Jones. Jetton, I'll go Montgomery and Jones just barely over Mixon, but I don't love that. It's close, very close. Rick, I'd go Boyd. Rick, I'd go Boyd just barely. Riley, I'd go Douglas. Riley, I'd go Douglas. Chubby, which wide receiver should I start? Okay, don't know which. I'm not going to do open-ended questions. Darrell Willis, I'd go Barkley. Darrell Willis, I'd go Barkley. John 305, I'd go Bijan Robinson over Rachaad White this week, but only this week. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button, guys. Make sure you're following Butt Fumble Sports. We are live every single day across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. We will do another show later tonight. We will do a show exclusively for subscribers. So if you are a subscriber on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, that show will be for you tonight, answering even more fantasy questions. So make sure you guys subscribe today. That way you guys can be a part of that show. Again, only for subscribers later tonight. Will probably be around 10:30. So make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button today. We answer every question you ask, give you a lot of personal attention. So make sure you guys subscribe today. Evan, trade Ramondre for Devontae Smith. Yeah, I'd probably do it, Evan. I like it. It's more because of the depth you have. Joe Carr, 2004. Puka and Swift for CeeDee Lamb. It's okay, but I don't love giving up Swift, Joe Carr. Don't love giving up the running back. Danny Z, I'd go Olave. Danny Z, I'd go Olave. Mr. Senju, really tricky. I'd maybe go Shakir, but it's a tricky one, Mr. Senju. Don't feel great about it. Snowflake, K9 and Cooper Kupp for Keenan Allen. Yes, I think that's okay. John, Butt Fumble Sports, start Dotson, start Connor, or start Madison. John, I might start Dotson just barely. I think I'd start Dotson barely. Shane Gribbins, trade Jonathan Taylor for Olave in London. Ooh, Shane, if you can afford to give up the running back, it is a good trade. Jeremiah, Drake London, Christian Kirk can really start too. Jeremiah, I would start too. I'd start them too. I was like, I would start both of them. Anthony Rugger, Kincaid or Debo? Man, I like them both. I'm going to go Kincaid, believe it or not. I don't like saying it. I wish you could start both of them. Man, I don't like it. Debo could have a massive week, but more mouths to feed in that offense. Not as many people who Josh Allen's going to target more than Kincaid. I think he'll probably be number 2 in targets. And if Diggs doesn't play, he'll be number 1. So, Anthony, I might lean just towards Kincaid barely. Very close, though. Cozy, Chris, and Kyron for CeeDee Lamb. Yes, I would, Cozy. Eddie, Waddle for Olave. It's okay. I'd probably do it. It's okay. Jay Franco, I'd go Walker. Jay Franco, I'd go Walker. YSL, I'd go Singletary over Zeke. Singletary over Zeke. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, the name of my company, buttfumblesports.com, and sign up for our free newsletter. The free newsletter comes out in your inbox, email inbox at 6 a.m. It has my favorite NFL picks for tomorrow, my favorite NFL player prop bets for tomorrow, and the DFS lineup that I'll be playing. And I give that DFS lineup ahead of when I would give it out regularly in the morning. So go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, sign up for the free newsletter right now. That way you do not miss my favorite bets of the day, my favorite game picks, total plays, player prop bets. Make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. That's the name of my company, buttfumblesports.com. Yes, I really did start a company with ass cheeks as the logo. buttfumblesports.com. Go to our website, sign up for the free newsletter. Don't have to pay a freaking dime. You get every pick that I made, that I like, that I think is a best play of the day, and hopefully we can cash a lot of tickets together. Team cashing tickets, everybody. Mr. Senju, I'd go Hunter Henry over Samuel. Hunter Henry over Samuel. Dominic, thanks so much. Daniel, I'd go Montgomery. Daniel, I'd go Montgomery. Tao, Start Olave or Pollard. Tau, I'd go Pollard. Tau, I'd go Pollard. Devin, I'd go Burrow. Devin, I'd go Burrow, and I'd go Pitts. Burrow and Pitts. Zerk, PhD, I'd go Sutton. Zerk, PhD, I'd go with Sutton. C. Conti, I'd go Douglas. Yeah, I feel like Douglas is the better play. Hirsch, I'd go Laporta. Hirsch 37, Sam Laporta. Benjamin 19, just got DK for Puka. I like it. I do like the trade, Benjamin 19. Al Prince, I'd go Kincaid over Kittle. Barely. Like them both, but I prefer Kincaid. Kincaid's the start. Noah Brown or Douglas. I'd go DeMario Douglas just barely. Too much for the bullshit. I'd go Jonnu Smith. Too much for the bullshit. I'll go Jonnu Smith. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Again, we will do a subscriber-only show later tonight. We will do another show in about 4 hours for subscribers only on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe. That way you guys can be a part of that show that we do around 10:30 tonight, exclusively for subscribers. I'm going to sign off right now. Go get some dinner, make some more sports bets, get ready for NFL Sunday. But I will be back around 10:30 tonight to answer all of your questions for subscribers. Subscriber-only show. Make sure you guys join us. If you don't want to subscribe, I will be live tomorrow at 9 a.m., everybody. 9 a.m., a very early show tomorrow. 9 a.m. early show. Joe Modelo's, glad that you subscribed. I'll see you later tonight. Again, we'll do the subscriber-only show tonight at around 10:30. But if you don't want to subscribe, 9 a.m. tomorrow, guys. 9 a.m. tomorrow is the show for you. I am so grateful for all the support that you guys show me and the network every single day. Can't wait to see you guys later this evening. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful evening, great dinner, and I'll see you for the subscriber-only show at about 10:30 tonight. Until then, goodbye, everybody.